Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Okay, so as I've mentioned, everyone can hear me great. Just put a thumbs up.
Yep.
So I will be taking you on a real estate journey, starting off with my own. So to share a little bit about me, my parents bought their first home pre-construction in the 80s. Yet they taught me nothing about how to buy or sell real estate. Everything that I have learned is through my own transactions, and I've been through every single possible transaction ever as I started out as a renter with my best friend. I also became really passionate about it in the early 2000s when my parents divorced and one of them asked me to help them find a home as our realtor took us to see about 50 homes, but none of them really fit our true lifestyle goals. And that's when I became really passionate about it. So now I'm on the hunt for my own home with my lovely partner in crime who you see beside me, Demis. So when you're preparing to buy or sell a home, I advise that you start small and you tread carefully. So step one, whether you're buying or selling, you want to make sure that you have money set aside, whether that's for your down payment or for possible renovations or modifications to the home. Make sure you know your overall goal, whether you are looking for a home or the price you have in mind to sell your home, and as well, do your homework. What do I mean by that? You need to research early and thoroughly. And that's even before, it could even be 2-3 years before you're thinking about selling or buying. I say explore listings, learn about the market trends as Tammy was referring, interest rate hikes, whether prices have gone down or gone up. And like I said, get familiar with price ranges because they're always fluctuating depending on the location that you're looking at. So a couple things to consider in your purchase. Location, we always say location, location, location. However, for me, I have 3 L's when it comes to location, which I'll get into shortly. You also want to make sure that it's affordable for your budget. I always do my best when it comes to buyers to leave you obtaining equity when you get the keys versus wondering how much money you'll have in 5 years from now. Then as well, you also want to think about size. Do I want a house? Do I want a townhouse? Do I want a condo? You also got to make sure that it fits in within your lifestyle. So when you're selling, you want to display the home's best features. You want to make sure that your house is as clean as possible because no one likes stepping over toys or clutter. And it must always look cozy and inviting so that buyers can picture themselves living there. So now I have a question I'd like to pose to the group. And you can all just shout it out. What do you think is the average timeline from client to homeowner? Anyone?
A year?
Okay.
3 months.
Twice?
3 months.
3 months, okay. Anyone else?
Lisa said 3 years.
3 years. Those are all possible.
3 days.
No, 3 days won't happen, even if you're buying it cash.
I wasn't sure if we're going for the closest to get a prize or something, but go ahead. Great
No.
presentation.
Well, thank you. The average timeline is actually 45 to 60 days. So that's roughly a month and a half to 2 months is the average. Because a lot of things go into when you're buying, even whether it's the house or a condo, that you want to make sure you do all of your due diligence checks along the way. The shortest close that I have ever done is 30 days. So these are the top 5 ways you can buy real estate. You can do it with down payment and a mortgage. You can buy a pre-construction home or a condo. One of the biggest trends right now is buying a distressed property off market and fixing it up. You can even use your RSP, TFSA, and now they even have a new first-time home savings account that you can take advantage of. And another one that I also deal with is you can buy in another province and build equity there and use it here to purchase another home. So everyone always asks me, why should I hire a real estate agent? And as I mentioned, some people are buying homes off market. They're actually called whisper listings. And wouldn't you like to have priority access to those, as well as what we call assignment sales, which is you take over someone else's pre-construction contract, exclusives, which don't make it onto realtor.ca or Facebook, and pre-construction homes. So you simply tell me what you're looking for in a home, and then I get to work using my special approach to find you the best deals. And normally I'm not the one who gets you a deal above market. I'm normally either list price or under. So here are some of the services I provide for you. I do all of the research and due diligence. So like I said, my 3 L's is that I want you to love it. I also take into consideration location and your lifestyle. Whether you have kids, whether you're by yourself, I take all of that into consideration to make sure at the end of the day, when you walk into the property, your eyes light up and you say, let's write that offer. Then I prepare all of the paperwork, and all you have to do is actually tap on your phone or your computer and it's all signed. I give you my property advice, and that is based on the level of crime activity, the demographics, jobs. I take all of that into consideration for you. And then I value your time. So I want to make sure we're seeing homes. We're not just going to go see one. I'll line up about 4 or 5, and that helps me gauge what you like, what you don't like, and also it helps you maybe rethink your must-have list. I also have fun along the way. You want to know? Just check out some of my Instagram reels at home in the GTA. So now I got another quiz for you. What's the average timeline from homeowner to home seller? Sorry, Stephen, I can't hear you.
1 day?
We all wish. Anyone else?
We got 6 months from Carolyn. We got 3 weeks from Stephen.
Okay.
2 months.
Few months. Those are all valid points, and actually it can be anywhere from a week to 6 months. It all depends on what your goal is.
Someone says 5 years. I guess it depends where you're located, right?
I've never done 5 years. The most I've done is a year.
Yeah.
And that was pre-construction. So here are the top 5 misconceptions when selling your home. You think you want to set the list price as high as possible. You think you'll save money if you sell it yourself. You also think that I charge a very high rate to list your home for sale. My home is fine as is. I don't need to do any adjustments. And I'll list my house for the same that I saw online or my neighbor down the street. So these top 5 misconceptions can get you in a lot of trouble. I can tell you a quick story. I recently sold one of my parents' homes. They were going to sell it as is. I convinced them to do a couple things. They just painted, they refinished a set of stairs, and we did some staging. Just those little modifications helped them sell their home for $100,000 more. And it only cost them $5,000 to do it. So this is why I always say, why hire experts? So it's my job to provide you the best possible price for your home. I'm also trained to negotiate well, to make sure you get the most for your house as possible. And I also know what strategies will work and what won't work. So here's the steps by steps by why I say it may take a week or up to 6 months, sometimes even a year to sell your home. Because I come in and I do a home valuation. Then I prepare all of the paperwork and I go over it all with you because I don't want real estate to feel like high school algebra. And as well, I show you, just like I said, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make your home show worthy. And I'll provide you with a list of the teeny tiny changes that you need to do. And then I market your home for you. I don't just put a for sale sign on your lawn and hope for the best. I have a strategic mix of ideas that gets your home noticed and sold. So here are a few testimonials from my buying clients, from a first-time home buyer to a seasoned investor whose their family bought their forever home just over a year ago. And then here are some of my seller clients who listed their homes with me as well. And the one on the right, I was able to get it into a multiple list situation, which resulted them making a record in the building for the condo being sold at the highest price. Then I'm sharing with you a very sweet testimonial from my parent whose home that I just sold. And I also helped her purchase the home she now lives in. So here are a couple things I have on the go. I have a home in Brampton listed for sale, as well as an assignment deal, like I mentioned, where you take over someone else's pre-construction contract. And that's a great price for a condo in Toronto. As well, with pre-construction, I have phase 1 VIP access. What does that mean? It means that you don't have to stand in big crowds or the big lines that you see in social media or that you hear from your friends to purchase a house, a townhome, or a condo. I get you in front of all of that. So here are some of the projects that are coming up this fall if you are thinking about investing or buying pre-construction. The latest one is I'm actually going to Pickering City Center tomorrow to learn all the details of this great new area that's coming soon. And it's just starting from the 500s, as well as some condos in Etobicoke starting at the 400s, and then some other ones that are coming. However, I also have access to many with remaining inventory. Then with rentals, I have 2 clients looking for townhomes, one in Richmond Hill and one out west. If you know anyone who's thinking of renting out their home. So, does anyone have any questions?